People from the community here who've given a lifetime to sport and voluntary sector. They're nursing their injuries today. Some of them can't be here today because they spent the night in hospital. They're out and they're recuperating here at home. Like, this is just unbelievable, and I'd say ignore the people at your own peril. That's what I would say to the political parties out there. Ignore them at your own peril. These are decent people, standing up for their children, standing up for their community, and that's all they're doing. But unfortunately, nobody is listening to them. At a national level, all political parties have turned their nose to them. They've ran for the hills. They don't want to hear what's going on here. Look at the people in Newtown are hurting. They're really in disbelief of what's happened here. The reality is that, we predicted this a long time ago. It's happening all over the country, but more importantly, it's happening all over County Wicklow. And people are starting to stand up and say, enough's enough. The decent people in Newtown were treated unbelievably bad here the other night. The videos have gone out there. We see the spin that's been put on it by mainstream media, and been here from day one, over 6 weeks, peaceful gathering. People having their say. They're out there and they're just highlighting the obvious. And the obvious is that they don't have the natural infrastructure here to accommodate the minimum of 160 migrants coming in here. They've highlighted that from day one. But unfortunately, nobody is listening to them. At a national level, all political parties have turned their nose to them. They've ran for the hills. They don't want to hear what's going on here. We've seen a heavy-handed tactics that went on here the other night. I witnessed it myself. And the reality is that, whether they were using the people in Newtown as a training exercise for their public order units to stamp their authority. But we know that 98.7% of An Garda Síochána don't support their leader, Drew Harris. They don't support him at all. They've no faith in him. So I'd say that they're leaderless at the moment, and they're steamrolling their way through not just County Wicklow, the Garden County, but through Ireland. And he won't be there forever, we know that, but what's he going to leave behind? We've decent community guards here on the ground who are highly respected. They've been shipped away, kept away from this. They keep making assertions that people are coming in from outside and agitating the local community in that. I did not recognise one member of An Garda Síochána here the other night, except from a superintendent from Bray. I don't know him personally, but everyone else was shipped in. Every member of An Garda Síochána was shipped in here to Newtown the other night. There was over 50, 60 guards here, public order units. And the truth is, the videos don't lie. They're not edited to make it look worse. I escorted people through the field here. Elderly people, grandparents, people who are being pepper sprayed. A number of people who were arrested. One young lad who was arrested went back to collect his van. And he's arrested. Fathers and sons arrested. They were arrested because they were pepper sprayed to the ground, and then there were soft targets with decent people from the community here who've given a lifetime to sport and voluntary sector. They're nursing their injuries today. Some of them can't be here today because they spent the night in hospital. They're out and they're recuperating here at home. Like, this is just unbelievable, and I'd say ignore the people at your own peril. That's what I would say to the political parties out there. Ignore them at your own peril, because the reality is that, you're on a hiding to nothing. You're codding nobody. In the modern era, when we don't need to depend on TV3 or RTE, the reality is that the message is getting out there. And I'd just say that I salute the people here, or commend them. They're not violent, they're not thugs like what's being portrayed at a national level. Big things being made about an axe being found up there. The axe was in the garden shed, which was put on site by myself at the beginning of this campaign for firewood. That people were using the axe for firewood. If you set out for 6 weeks, like our Irish homeless have been doing for years and years, you would need fire. So they've had a barrel there, 2 barrels, lighting, and they decided to bring, these vehicles with their water cannons, and we've had helicopters here the day after. We had Drew Harris coming in here to put their own spin on it. We've had our Taoiseach, who's just down the road here in Greystones. I was elected to Wicklow County Council the same day as you, Simon Harrison. I'm pleading with you, don't turn your back on the people. Come out. If you're a level-minded person, come out to the community in Newtown. It's your area too. Part of Cllr here is in the Newtown electoral area. Come out and meet the people. They don't buy, you know. Let's be fair about it. It's just not going to work. They don't have the banks, they don't have the libraries, they don't have all of these things that Greystones have, that Donnybrook has, that Castlelock and Killiney have. But yet the likes of this community is being bombarded, and I'm just saying that enough's enough.